Windsor, Ontario for tonight's coverage of GMHL hockey from 80 Knox Herman Arena. This evening, it's the Windsor Aces taking on the visiting Tottenham Steam on we-tv.ca. I'm Justin Prince as we're about to start up today's matchup. Logan Hess will start off in the net for the Tottenham Steam tonight. For the Windsor Aces, they're looking to start things on a hot note after winning both of their matchups in their inaugural season against Tottenham. In the net for them tonight, it'll be Zachary Llegar, who will be in the net. For the Windsor Aces, they'll be wearing their off-white jerseys with green and yellow trim, as well for Tottenham black and yellow jerseys. Your official crew for tonight's game, referees Ken Wilson and Dave Freddick, as well as the line judge in Tim Brooks. With that, it's time to get started for the second season of Windsor Aces hockey from 80 Knox Herman Arena. And we're underway as the Steam have won the opening puck draw. Tottenham trying to bring it up the ice for their first plays of the game as this one slips away. Deflected up into the netting on the first shot attempt as we'll have an early face-off. That was Majak with the shot. I'm Justin Prince once again for those tuning in here on WeTV for what should be a great season of action in the GMHL. The Aces coming off a season of around the 500 mark. Steam win the face-off. Salon shoots it over the net as that one misses. Going to be moved up by the Aces as that one's going to be stolen away by the Steam. About 30 seconds into the action on WeTV from 80 Knox Herman Arena. Steam have the puck once again. This will be passed up to Maya. And David Maya is just going to kick it off to the corner for a line change. The first line change of the night for the Steam. Aces bringing up the win. Wing. Olson flips it to the corner. Picked on up by Brueggemann. Wedged against the boards right now is Winco as he's got it picked off by the Steam once again. This one flicked to the corner once again as this one's going to be stopped by Logan Hess. 18:43 to go in the first period. Passing it back, picked off. Sean Gagnon will try and bring it up the ice, but poked away from him. He'll clear it back to the corner as well. This one passed on back to Llegar. Picked off from the Aces. Trying to go to the left wing. Poked away from Clerk. Shot in towards the slot, deflected away. This one flipped off the boards once again. 2 minutes into the action for the first period from 80 Knox Herman Arena. Aces still looking for their first shot. This will be brought up by Zach Gilboa. Gilboa pressed against the boards, goes to the corner. Sagres passes it towards the point, and this is going to be offsides. And we'll have a face-off with 7:50 to go in the first. So once again, the Windsor Aces coming off a season where they were 2-0 against Tottenham. 8-7 and 9-5 were the scores in those victories. Face-off won by the Aces. Quick passes, able to get it over to Gilboa. This one now going to be picked up now by the Steam as they try pass it alongside the boards. This will roll behind the net. Poked away by Mendoza. Mendoza pressed against the boards. Picked on up by the Aces as they'll move it towards the neutral zone. Trying to pass it from right side to left, unable to do so as this is brought up by Mendoza once again. Mendoza, shot is blocked. Blocked by Yetman as he'll bring it up the left wing. Moves it to center to right wing. Towards the right face-off hash, off the post it goes. And that will not count on the stat sheet as a shot made, as here comes the Steam. 1-on-2 opportunity poked away by the defenseman. Martin Koval, one of the 5 returning players for this opening night for the Aces. Right now, 16:40 to go in the first period. Yetman poked away from him, picked up towards the middle of the slot. Back to the point. Shot deflected up and up towards the meshing. Guin with the shot. 16:29 to go in the first period as the Aces off to starting to get themselves together shot-wise on the stat sheet. The Steam now on the defense. Faceoff going to be set on up now in the Steam zone from the right faceoff circle. Steam win the faceoff as this will be brought on up by Costello. Costello going from coast to coast. Loses the handle as he slides into the boards. Trapped against the boards, going from end to end. Poked away from Bloke. Steam will clear it back to the goaltender and up Llegar. They go for the line change with 16 minutes to go in the period. Aces pass it on up on the right wing to the center. Bounced off the stick of Bloke, as this will be picked back up by the Aces after an air clearing attempt to get the defenseman in for the Steam. Steam now on the offensive. AJ Bailey has it poked away. This one brought up once again by Gilbo. Now battling along the boards, poked on away by the Steam. This is going to be brought into the corner, trying to set it up for the slot. This one intercepted by the Steam. Approaching 15 minutes in to go in the first period. On the boards is Bradley Davies. Picked on up. Pachulenko poked away from him. As this one's going to be a sliding poke check. Losing the stick is the defenseman. Losing that stick, in fact, was Matthew Wachowchkin. Aces try and go for the shot. Deflected on the shot. This will bounce against the boards. Off of the point. Shot deflected in front of the goaltender. Dinking in. And I believe he scored. Yes, indeed. The Aces have their first goal on the board. So the Windsor Aces scored their first goal of the game with 14:52 to go in the first period. The Aces score with just past 5 minutes into the game. As you see on the scoreboard, they lead 1-0 so far. Aces having to use two lines so far tonight. Trying to go from it and picked off by Tottenham. On back to Llegar. End to end over to Guin. Pressed against the boards. Going to be brought on and swirled away by Guin. Passed up to Bloke. Poked on away. Guest able to break on up the pass as now Tottenham tries to go on the attack. Aces get it back as they'll reset. This will be brought up by Gilbo. Poked away from Gilbo again. Tottenham will again bring it up as that's poked on away once again. This one from Majak. Majak. Shot is blocked this time as he'll be picked on up the boards by Gagnon. Gagnon's pass is also going to be picked off as Guest goes towards the point. To the face-off circle, deeks between two Aces. That one's going to be poked on away. 13:49 to go in the first period. Aces reset as the Steam go for the line change. Pass from end to end. Bailey tries to pass it on the boards. Still has it in his stick as this will be passed to the neutral zone. Picked off by the Aces once again as this is against the boards again by Sagres. Sagres towards the slot. That one deflected away from the boards. Kept in the zone this time by Koval. Aces will chase after it back in the neutral zone as that one's poked back. Aces trying to keep it away from the Steam's pressure. 13 minutes to go in the first period. Aces again watches the Steam clear it for the line change. Aces will also go for the line change as Alex Campbell sets up behind the net, the captain. Tries to pass it to Gilbo, but was picked off. Going from side to side. Shot is up. That one deflected off the blocker. Steam, though, trying to keep up the pressure as Costello gets the pass. Flips it off the boards. Poked away by the defenseman and Koval. Aces will now go on the attack as Sagres up the right wing. Against the boards. Back to Koval. Koval flips it up towards the slot. That one poked away. Doesn't reach Koval's stick as it's once again in the corner. Approaching 12 minutes to go in the first period. 1-0 is your score for the Windsor Aces if you are just tuning in. Steam will bring it up towards the neutral zone. Bounces off the skates of A.J. Bailey. Mitchell Olson will spin around, get deflected away. Olson tries to chase after that. That one shot and deflected, covered up by Zachary Llegar. So the Steam trying to provide pressure, try and get themselves on the score sheet. Still a ways to go in this one. Last year, their top scorer in terms of goals, 45 total goals scored by Winco. This shot deflected up into the mesh, and we'll have an air face-off with 11:45 to go in the first. Still in the Aces zone. As we mentioned, the Aces coming into their second season in the league. Aces win the face-off. They're on the rush. Gilbo on his own, up the wing, scores! Zach Gilbo with the goal. Makes it 2-0 for the Windsor Aces. So the Windsor Aces off to a strong start. That's now 2 goals in about a span of 3 minutes. The Windsor Aces faithful have a lot to cheer for with 11:36 to go in the period. Face-off won by Yetman, but pushed it off to the Steam. Alex Campbell up to Yetman. Up the wing goes Bloke. Bloke up towards Yetman, deflected. Steam will try pass it to the neutral zone, successful. Here comes the rush. Salon reins it towards the wing. He's tripped up, still keeps the puck. Whistle called on the play. And we might have a penalty coming up here. And indeed we do. First penalty of the night tonight. And it's going to go against the Windsor Aces with 11:09 to go in the period. So it's going to be a power play now. That penalty going against Sean Gagnon. So it's going to be 5-on-4 hockey for the next 2 minutes. Face-off one. Majak was able to get it to the point. That one covered up. James Guest on the one-timer. Llegar again covers it up. Burn a couple seconds off the play. Minute 53 to go on the power play as the Aces win the face-off. Tripped on up this time is Campbell. No call on that as the Steam in the corner gets it to the point to Majak. Majak gets it deflected away. Aces unable to clear it yet. Salon along the boards kicks it off as this will be picked on off by the Aces. Gilbo will clear it on forward. On the rush is Yetman. Yetman just drops it off as the Steam go for the line change. 1:20 to go on the power play. Approaching halfway through the first period. Salon trying to pass it back to Gobbets. Was picked off. Here come the Aces. 2-on-2. Shot scores! Alex Sagres with the goal. Makes it 3-0 this time. Shorthanded. So the Aces have scored in about the past 5 minutes. 3 total goals to make it 3-0. A very strong start for the Windsor Aces offensively. Last season for the Aces, scored 213 total goals for, 206 against. And that includes a span where they won 6 straight games. Timeout is called on the ice at about the halfway point of this first period. As mentioned, this is second season for the Windsor Aces. Last year finishing off 20-21 with 1 overtime loss Ended up getting knocked out of the postseason by Niagara. Niagara went 32-9. They lost both of the playoff matchups. When it comes once again to this team coming in from Tottenham, they're looking again to have the strong start. Last year, 13-27 with 2 overtime losses, 184 total goals for, 267 goals allowed, and ended off the season with 2 straight losses, unfortunately for them, as they had the timeout called with 10:18 to go in this first period. Still 1:07 to go on the power play as we're about to get faced off once again. Setting up for the Aces for the face-off will be Natolchenko. For the Steam, it will be Luis Mendoza as the Aces win the face-off. Campbell flips it up and clears it back to the goaltender in Logan Hess. Steam trying to get on the score sheet as along the boards is Costello. Flip back, poked away this time by Majak. Salon passed it back, gets back to Salon in the corner. It's one back to Costello. To the point it goes. Guest puts up a shot, deflected away, passed on forward, bounces off the blockers. Flipped on up towards the slot again, but bounces back behind the net. Cross-ice pass, misses the goaltender this time from Upla. As it goes off of Uplegger, Uplegger covers it up. With 22 seconds to go on the power play, we'll have another face-off. Still 9:33 to go in the first period. And right now trying to set on up for the next face-off. Scott Burville will set up for Tottenham for the face-off. Face-off picked up by the Aces. Stick poked away from Burville. Up the ice it goes, deflected away from Yetman, tries to bring it coast to coast. Poked on away, picked up by Gobbets. This will bounce all the way back to the corners. That'll end off the power play. 9:10 to go in the first period. That one cleared over the head of Molson. Behind towards the back corner. Alongside the boards it goes again for Maya. Maya and Burville battling along the boards with the Aces. It's Koval. Pass back now to Costello. Costello trapped in the corner. Passed it again. To the point it goes. Point shot deflected away. Shot by Gobbets. This will now be picked up once again as it's deflected by Burville. Aces go for the line change. Steam also making a line change. Picked on up by Yetman. Yetman has it broken away from him as the Steam have it once again. They move it back to the neutral zone. Guin tracks it down. Campbell on the right wing, clears it back towards the corner, towards the slot. 8 minutes to go in the first period. This will be brought up now by Cholak as that one passed back towards the wing. Guest towards the slot. This one trying to be covered up. Still scrambling for the puck, still bounces around. Shot goes off the backboards. Magic unable to make the shot. And a lot of traffic out front leads to naught. It's still 3-0 for the Aces, 7:40 to go. Aces trying to make it 4-0 as this one's bounced away. Off the side of the net, that shot goes. Steam will now push it back to Uplegger as both teams go for the line change. Gilboa will bring it up. Tries to pass it back. Gilboa poked away. Back to the neutral zone and cleared once again by the Steam. Uplegger able to track it down. Pass to the corner. Bertelli pressed against the boards. Battling for the puck. 2 different players from the Steam there. This time, Mendoza has it pressed against the boards. Back to Bertelli once again. He's again against the boards. Gilboa trying to poke it away from the Aces. In the stick of Mendoza, tries to shoot. It's in the slot once again. And he scores! On the rebound attempt, the Tottenham Steam scored their first goal of 2018-19. Dominic Sala. And that makes it 3-1 for the Windsor Aces. 6:48 to go on the clock. And you can hear the woos from the Aces. From the Steam, rather, I should really say. What was a good goal for them overall on this one. 6:48 to go as they are down by 2. Face-off won by Tottenham. Tottenham trying to battle for this puck along the neutral zone. Deflected away from Sagres. Picked on up by Mendoza. As he'll pass it on back this time to Perchelenkiak. Perchelenkiak tries to pass it down the boards to Chalak. Chalak has it pucked away. Here's a breakaway. Down the ice is Bloke puts up the shot, misses the net. Went wide right that time. Aces still trying to apply defensive pressure in the Steam zone. Steam are able to clear it out of the zone as they go for the line change. 6 minutes to go in the first period. Campbell, quick bullet pass. Gagnon checks it down to the right side corner, stripped away by the Steam. Steam now going up the ice on the 2-on-2. Chance at the point, that one blocked away. Majak with the shot once again. Sagres watches that one's passed to Campbell on the right side. Campbell, off the stick it goes, this time of Nacholenko. Nacholenko trying to get the stick back onto the puck. That's Costello. Costello brings it up. Costello between 2 defenders has it bounce around. Costello still has the puck after working his way through 2 Aces. Aces now have it. Gilbo. The left side passes it to the point. Puts up the shot. This one in the glove and stopped by Logan Hess. 5:06 to go in the first period. 3-1 is your score for the Windsor Aces. Aces had scored 3 goals in the span of about 5 minutes. When it comes to the Steam, they scored their first goal of the game just a few minutes ago. That one credited to Dominic Sala. Aces won the face-off, but the Steam were able to poke it on away from the face-off circle. Brought up the right side. This is going to be offsides. One player up a few too many skate strides up. Damian Maya was trying to send him up for the point. Both teams will go for the line change. Just under 5 minutes to go in the first now. Alex Sagres will set up for the face-off, switching out Mendoza. Originally was going to be in the face-off circle, now calling for a line change. We're swapping the face-off circle for an air stick, so we can get an air stick here, it looks like. That will allow, it looks like, Chalak to move to the circle. Aces win the face-off. Gagnon watches and tries to pressure the Steam. Pass broken up, trying to get to Burville. Steam to the neutral zone, broken on up. This time Guest clears it back, goes by Llegar. Burville has it towards the edge of the slot, misses. Second shot, that one stopped, caught in the glove of Zachary Llegar. And Zachary Llegar able to make the stop. 4:27 to go now on the clock. On a beautiful Saturday night here in Windsor, Ontario. Zachary Llegar from Michigan. Played last year with the Kingsville Kings, 31 games appeared in. Had a 14-3 record as the Aces try and get it out of their own zone. Chased up by Gilbo. In now the stick of Maya. Now towards the slot, that one shot. And covered up this time by Hess. That was Nacholenko who put up the shot from the right face-off circle. That draws the face-off. Burned about 20 seconds off the clock. 4:09 to go in the period. Yatman wins the face-off, puts up a shot. Covered up quickly. And we'll have another quick face-off after a quick face-off one. Deke and shot within 2 seconds. Yatman does it again. This time deflected away from him on the shot attempt. Kept in the zone by Campbell. Pass towards the corner, but broken up. Here come the Steam. 2-on-2. Weaving through the defenders. Getting it from the point. Covered up by Llegar. Llegar now dives on it as he'll draw the face-off. Trying to go from point to point, unable to make the shot to go is Damian Maya. As now, with 3:50 to go in the period, Aces still up by 2. Gobbets unable to win the face-off for Tottenham as the Aces come up with it once again. Brought up this time by Guin. Pass down alongside to Bloke. Bloke tries to pass back, but broken on up. This time, Salah's got it. Salah passes it on back, but picked up again by Koval. Poked away from Koval. But able to help them out is Alex Campbell once again. Campbell passes it alongside to Sagres. Sagres back to Campbell. Now skated towards the center of the ice. Back to the neutral zone goes Campbell. Campbell deflects it up. Up to Hess as he passes it off. Aces go for the line change. 3 minutes to go in the first period. Bringing it up is Costello. Costello. On in the corner, alongside the boards goes Sagres. This one going to be cleared to the neutral zone. Brought on up the ice now by Bloke. Bloke broken up. Trying to get a shot off in the slot. Picked on up by the Steam. Steam will now come up with 3 defenders on the side. Pressed against the left side. Guin had it poked away. Passes it back rather. Going back to Guin. Alongside the boards, this one picked on up by Yetman. This shot deflected up off the boards by from Guin. Gobbets will now try and pass it along the boards again. Goes for the line change as the Aces quickly come back up with it. Mitchell Olson. Big time hit alongside the boards as the Aces still have the puck. 3 Aces on that side of the ice. Calling for it is Yetman. Yetman has a trailer in Gilbo. Gets it to Gilbo. He tries to pass it to the point, falls back to the neutral zone as the Aces have to reset. 1:40 to go in the first period. Gilbo up towards the middle as that one's broken away. Sagres unable to keep the stick on it. That's one deflected up, bounces off into the meshing this time. 90 seconds to go in the first period. And Windsor Aces now setting up for the face-off. This will be inside the Steam zone. Aces having Yetman go for the face-off, wins another one. Strong night on face-offs for Yetman. Setting up at the point, gets it to Campbell. It's one back to Yetman. Yetman with the shot deflected up into the meshing. They'll go for another face-off. Minute 15 to go in the first period. 3-1 is your score once again for the Aces. Face-off going to be set up for Dominic Sawa for the Tottenham Steam. Yetman sets up for the Aces as this one cleared immediately all the way to the Aces zone to Llegar. Sagres receives the saucer pass. Brought up from the neutral zone. Sawa able to come back up with it once again as it's poked on away. Sawa back from neutral zone to the Aces zone. Under a minute to go in the first period. 46 seconds on the clock. Pass to the neutral zone broken on up by Bailey. Aces have it once again. As Yetman makes the defender lose his stick. Brings it up the left side towards the middle of the slot. Gilbo to Yetman. Olson sets up on the point. Yetman with the shot. Goes over the boards. This goes back to Campbell. Now back once again to Gilbo. Gilbo to the point. Shot by Olson deflected away. Under 10 seconds to go in the first. Campbell pressed against the boards, got it to Gilbo. Gilbo unable to get the shot to go as that ends up your first period. The Windsor Aces lead 3-1 over the Tottenham Steam. Stay tuned, we'll be back after a short break. You're watching Windsor Aces hockey on WeTV. Welcome back, everyone, to WeTV's coverage of the Windsor Aces. They lead 3-1 over the Tottenham Steam as we're about to start off the second period. I'm Justin Prince, and welcome back to GMHL hockey action from Windsor, Ontario at 80 Knox Herman Arena. The Aces went off to a strong start, scoring 3 goals between the 15-minute and 10-minute marks. Then the Steam responded with a goal of their own from Dominic Saka. So far, Bryce Yetman with 2 goals. Alex Sager has 1 as well on the score sheet. With that, we're about to get started. 30-second penalty given to the Tottenham Steam as we're back underway for the second period. Aces won the opening face-off as they'll have Campbell behind the net. Passes it along the wing to the neutral zone. Deflected up off the stick of Bloke. Bloke towards the slot. Chance to score, deflected away. Sagres had the shot. And the net's been knocked off its moorings. We'll have an air face-off. 19:38 to go in the second period. Lots of fans in attendance here tonight at 80 Knox Herman Arena as the Aces win the face-off. Setting up on the point is Koval. Poked away this time. Going to be cleared away by the Steam as they move it all the way back to the Aces zone. Trying to apply pressure is Campbell. Pass back to Campbell. Along the boards, goes along past Majak as that'll go for icing. That burns about 15 seconds off the clock as we are just under a minute into the second period. If you're just tuning in, you're watching we-tv.ca. Aces looking to start 2018-19 in the win column. Steam win the face-off, but the Aces come up with it. Brought up by Bloke. Tries to pass it to the slot, deflected away. The net's knocked off its moorings once again. Nachalenko tried to set up right in front of the goaltender in Logan Hess. Once again, having an air face-off, the Aces are going to go for a line change now. We're just, again, under a minute into the period. Setting up on the face-off for the Aces, Alex Sagers, who's got a goal to his credit today. Face-off won by the Steam, along with Luis Mendoza. Passed alongside the boards, back to the neutral zone. Trying to go from point to point. This one picked off once again by James Guest, as that ends up in the stick of Sagers. Sagers. Deflected away from Sagers. This is passed across by the Steam. Going to be cleared once again. Calling for icing is Upplegger, and he gets it. 18:39 to go in the second. Once again, 3-1 is your score for today's matchup. Last year, it was an 8-7 victory and a 9-5 victory in the 2 matchups between Tottenham and Windsor. Those victories, of course, going to the Aces side. Face-off going to be set on up by Sagers. Sagers wins the face-off. Steam trying to break up the pass to the point, unable to do so, but coming up with it is James Guest. Passes from point to point, picked up alongside the blue line. Olson tries to clear it behind the boards. This one picked up by the Steam. Trying to go from point to point, picked up by Salon. Salon tries to pass it up the ice, but it's deflected up into the mesh. We'll have an air face-off. Once again, as you see with the scoreboard, 3-1's the score. 18:20 to go in the second period for what has been an exciting game so far for the Windsor Aces and the Tottenham Steam to start off their seasons for the GMHL. Aces win the face-off, and the Steam immediately apply pressure. To the neutral zone it goes. Yetman knocked off the puck as the Steam knock it back to the neutral zone once again. Rolls all the way back past the goaltender and Logan Hess. Going to be brought up by the Steam as this is going to be Bailey. And a whistle called on the play. So we'll have an error face-off. Just under 18 minutes to go in the second now as it's face-off in the Steam zone. Setting up for the face-off for the Aces, it's going to be Yetman moving into the circle. He's been successful with face-offs tonight. One of the first ones he's lost tonight right there. As Campbell pressed against the boards. Flipped up by Bailey. Able to find the stick of Costello. Steam will try and go on the offensive as that one's poked on away by Koval. Brought back to the neutral zone by Gilbo. Gilbo knocked off the puck. Picked on up by Nachalenko as this is covered up by Logan Hess. We'll have an error face-off again. Burns another 33 seconds off the clock. Both teams will go for the line changes. Logan Hess having an impressive day today so far in the net, despite allowing those 3 goals. Feeling a lot of pressure from the Windsor Aces offense. Face-off won by the Steam this time as Olson tries to stop it, goes back to the neutral zone. Brought on up by Osman Cholak. Tries to pass it back as it's covered up by Llegar. Shot towards the slot and covered up by Llegar quickly. Zachary Llegar allowed an average of 2.8 goals allowed per game. Had 2 shutouts in 2017-18 as this one's bouncing around the crease. Rolls back to the neutral zone. Brought up by Gagnon. Gagnon pushed off the puck as it's a behind the net. Bounces off behind the net as Yetman tries to pass it up. Still having it now is Bloke. Bloke bounced off the goaltender in towards the slot. As the Steam try and clear it, and it goes all the way back for Icing. 16:45 to go in the period. Both teams will take advantage and go for the line change. That is now a 3rd icing call against the Steam tonight so far. Steam trying to apply pressure to this Aces team. In the face-off circle this time, once again, it's going to be Yetman facing off against Scott Burville. Face-off won by the Aces. Quick shot. Covered up quickly by Hess. And a very quick one-timer, as Yetman's been winning a lot of face-offs to start off the night. The Whitby, Ontario native has been very strong inside the face-off circle. Let's see how he does again. This time, though, Steam come up with it. Behind the net. Passed up to the neutral zone as it's broken away. Koval. Pass towards the crease. As the Steam come back up with it, try and clear it once again. This time, no icing. Able to just get it away, and time is up. Llegar, quick shot. Llegar covers it up. And just able to cover it up for the face-off with 16:17 on the clock. As you can see, again, second period, 3-1's the score. Windsor Aces leading in their season and home openers for 2018-19. Face-off won by the Steam. That's Campbell. Passes it alongside the boards. Gets it to Gilbo. Gilbo up the wing. Broken up in the face-off hashes. As it's back in the neutral zone to Koval. Point to Campbell. Campbell passes it towards the neutral zone, trying to pass it up, but broken away. Majak will bring it back to the neutral zone, broken up again by the Aces, poked away by Majak. Majak will bring it up the left side, tries to flip it to his teammate, no one's there to pick it on up. Steam will go for the line change. Here comes Yetman. Yetman going from coast to coast with the shot, misses, hits the boards. Rolls all the way around back towards the Aces zone. Aces pass it back to Yetman. Yetman Three Aces in the zone with them. Campbell unable to keep it inside the zone and still track back to the neutral zone with 15 minutes to go in the period. Olson from the outside misses, rolls against the boards. Kept in the zone by Guin. Flipped up by Gagnon. Gagnon deflected away by him, passing it to Majak. Maya tried to get something towards the Aces zone, broken away from him. Aces pass it back to the neutral zone. Gagnon. Back now as Bloke trying to keep it away from the defenseman. Virginiak trying to poke it on away. Still alongside the boards as here comes the Steam. 3-on-3 as that one's poked on away. Up Llegar, able to cover it up on the quick shot by Costello. 14:23 on the clock as the Steam still trail by 2 to the Aces. Both teams going for the line changes once again. For the Aces, it will be setting up for the faceoff this time. Once again, it will be Yetman in the circle. Once again facing off against Scott Burville. Whistle called as a quick line change. Make an adjustment for the defenseman. They're going to keep Majak in and set him up at the point. Watch him on the left bottom corner of your screen. Won by the Aces. Gubo has 3 defenders trying to break him up. Pass is broken away. Flipped up to the neutral zone. Cholak poked away from him as this is bouncing around. Picked up by Campbell. Yetman goes behind the net. Falls off the puck as the Steam will now bring it up the ice. Steam trying to keep it in the neutral zone as Yetman passes it on back. Nachalenko knocked off the puck again as Costello gets it going from side to side. Poked away this time from Bergman. Campbell tracks it down in the Aces zone as we have 13:30 to go in the second period. Passed up the boards by Campbell, trying to get to Yetman, picked off. Brought up by Guest. Guest misses a slide poke check, back for the one-timer shot. Bounced in and around the crease. No goal called on that one. This will bounce all the way back to the Steam zone. That could have made it 3-2 as whistles called for icing with 13:07 to go. And a missed opportunity on that play. 13:07 on the clock as they will set up in the Steam zone. Moving into the face-off dot will be Alex Sagres this time as the Steam win the face-off. Battling alongside the boards, 2 Aces, 2 Steam members. This goes back to the point. Olson broken up, misses alongside the boards. Picked up by Guin. Steam now have the puck as they are in their own zone still. Up to the neutral zone, gets it to Gobbets. Gobbets' pass is picked up as Olson unable to pass it to his teammate in the neutral zone. Flipped up to the corner as the Steam set up for the line change. Still in the Aces zone, still applying pressure as they swap defensemen. Kept in the zone this time by Guest. Guest's shot misses along the boards. Aces trying to go for the slide. Poke check is Gagnon. Steam have it now in the neutral zone. Poked on away this time by Olson. Still tracked around Guest. This time flipped up by Guest. Back into the Aces zone as the Steam will complete the line change. And a whistle is called on the play. And we might have a penalty coming on up here. We'll have to see what the ruling is here. In fact, it looks like they're going to bring them again back towards the Steam zone. Penalty is called on the Steam. And it might be for too many men potentially here. They're going to send Tyler Gobbets to the penalty box. So it's going to be another 5-on-4. This time, the first power play of 2018-19 for the Windsor Aces. It'll be Yetman setting up for the faceoff. He's got 2 goals already. Can he get a third? Faceoff won by the Steam, but the Aces come up with the puck. Pressed against the board, Sagres. Back to the corner. Gets it to Bloke. Salon from point to Campbell. Going for the shot. This one deflected away. Rebounded and picked up by the Steelers. By the Steam, rather. Pardon me. As this one's going to be cleared and moved back to the Aces zone. Rolls on by Llegar. 1:28 to go in the power play. 11:33 to go in the second. Quick play. 2-on-2. Make it 2-on-3. Trying to spin away is Gilbo. Gets it to the point. Campbell. Quick pass. Yetman with the shot. He scores! Yetman hits the water bottle and makes it 4-1 on the power play goal. His third on the night and a hat trick in his first game for the Aces for 2018-19. So the Aces off to a very strong start offensively. 4-1 again the score. 11:18 to go in the second period. As they'll make it back to 5-on-5 hockey. For the Steam, down by 3 to the hometown Aces. Sagres will now move to the face-off dot as he'll face Luis Mendoza. Back underway for the second period as the Steam win the face-off. Broken up in the neutral zone, this time by Koval. Koval trying to poke it on away, picked up by Mendoza. Flips it behind the net, bouncing towards the goaltender Llegar. Campbell comes back with it. Campbell tries to pass it alongside, trying to get to Gagnon. Instead, it's going to be Icing. So the pass goes off the mark. 10:54 to go in the second period. And some fans coming along for the trip from the Tottenham Steam. Bring signs alongside this side of the ice. Lots of very supportive fans for both teams tonight, as both teams will go with the same face-off circles. Quick shot, blocked away. Burville with the shot. Still bouncing around and trying to deflect things up in the slot, but the Aces have it. Brought on up by Bloke. Huge check as this is going to be shot deflected away. Hess with the stop. Aces still applying the pressure. Koval unable to keep the stick on as the Steam have it once again. Approaching halfway through the period. Pass goes from end to end. Patrichniak unable to track it down as this is going to be moved to the corner. Aces go for the line change. Steam complete thirds. They're going for the one-on-one. Make it 2-on-2. Deking around is Portelli. Cross ice pass scores! So the Steam back on the score sheet. On the point-to-point pass across the slot. Credit that goal towards Portelli. It's going to be 4-2. James Guest celebrates with his goaltender after the great shot. So it makes it 4-2 just before the halfway point of the second period. Still a ways to go in this one. 30 minutes of hockey to go as the Aces come up with it after the faceoff. Going to be cleared on back to Hess. That'll allow the Steam to reset. Brueggemann. Pass is broken up. Still brought up the ice, though, from the neutral zone by Costello. Costello, quick shot. Glove saved by Llegar as they'll go for the faceoff. Incredible previous goal. Apologies out to James Guest, I believe, on that one, with the assist going towards Gobbets on the quick pass across the slot. That made it 4-2 with 9:41 now to go in the second. Steam watches as that puck bounces into their own bench. It'll be a quick face-off. Deflected off the side of Costello there as they'll go for the face-off around the neutral zone. It'll be A.J. Bailey facing off for Tottenham. Sagres trying to swap away from that face-off, unable to do so to get that reach. As that puck rolls on back, Costello. Passes towards the neutral zone, broken up away. Still bouncing along the neutral zone as this is poked away by Koval. Koval, surrounded by 3 different players of the Steam. Picked on up by the Steam. Costello clears it down. The Aces now get to reset as they move to the neutral zone. Yetman tries to track it down behind him, misses. Cleared against the boards again with 9 minutes to go in the second period. This will move back to the neutral zone again for the Windsor Aces. 2-on-1 coming up. Yetman watches the quick shot and the slot scores. Zach Gilbo with the shot. Makes it now 5-2 for the Windsor Aces. Yetman was setting up for a potential one-timer on that, but a good play to get it in is Gilbo. It's now 5-2. And they're going to swap goaltenders in the net now for the Tottenham Steam. For the Tottenham Steam, they're going with the new goaltender, as mentioned there. After an up and down start, 5 goals allowed, but a lot of defensive pressure tonight from the Windsor Aces, as now up the boards it goes. Pachechniak rolls alongside the corner, gets it to Gobbets. Aces now have it after the poke check. Spinning around is Bloke. Bloke gets it to Olson. In the middle of the ice. Into the Steam zone. Shot goes over the net. Rebound picked up by Winco. Trying to pass it to the slot. Quick shot deflected away. Unable to get it in the net is Guin. And the quick shot on the rebound attempt by Bloke from the left side. It's covered up. So in the net now. Once again, new goaltender in for the Steam. Aces lead by 5-2 with 8 minutes to go in the second. Still ways to go in this matchup. Face-off won by the Aces. Quick shot. Rebound. Shot scores. And the Aces piling on, make it 6-2 on the rebound. And a great start for the Windsor Aces for the 2018-19 season offensively, as now they have what will be a 4-goal lead with 8 minutes to go in the second. Face-off won by the Steam as it bounces back to Llegar. Llegar passes it back along the boards. Yetman to the neutral zone, picked up by the Steam. Guest flips it back to Llegar as he covers it up with a glove. Able to pass it off to Olson. Olson up the middle of the ice. From the neutral zone to the Steam zone. Trying to pass it to the slot. Unable to get it on by as Sagres unable to get the stick on it. Bounces around the slot. Meanwhile, this one poked away by the pads. And a lot of pressure for the Steam goaltender right now as this is going to roll itself away from Scott Burville. And a whistle called as Llegar covers it up. As you can see, 6-2 is the score, 7:15 to go in the second period here on WeTV. Justin Prince here to bring you tonight's call for GMHL hockey action. Aces with their season and home opener for 2018-19 this evening. Battle for the face-off, trying to come up with it. Sagres unable to do so that time. Steam keep it in the zone. Quick shot off the pads. It goes up Llegar. Aces will now move it to the neutral zone. Up the ice goes Machalenko. Flipped on back as this is going to be Gagnon deflecting his way through. Has the turnover. Quick shot goes off the pads. Llegar will just cover it on up. With 6:47 to go now on the clock, we'll have another face-off. So the Steam trying to apply the pressure, knowing there's the shorter bench for the Aces tonight with the early going of the season. Changing up the man in the face-off dot. It's going to be Alex Sagres for the face-off, along with Bradley Davies. Aces win the face-off. Campbell. Trapped in the corner, gets in from point to point. Gets it to the neutral zone. It's Yetman. Yetman stops. Tries to pass it back, but deflected away back to the neutral zone to Campbell. Campbell up the middle to Sagres, to Yetman. Along the boards, soft pass, gets it towards the slot, poked away. Gilbo just coming off the quick goal, tries to get it away. And now picked up by the Steam after the deflection off the goaltender. This will be moved on up the ice this time by Bailey. Steam called for the line change in the Aces zone. Aces lose the puck. Trying to get to Llegar, spinning away is Mendoza. Trying to poke it away is Sagres. Still spins away, is coming up with his Salon, quick shot off the boards. Llegar searches for it, and a Wetzel's called as it's trapped behind the net. 5:42 to go in the second period. Both teams will go for a full line change, it appears right here, as the Aces switch up who will go for the face-off dot this time. It's going to be this time Winco setting on up. Steam win the face-off circle. Olson tracks down Majak. Behind the net to Salon. Salon to the point. Towards the face-off dot. That went off the blocker. Whistle called. Right before the rebound, it looks like we might have hooking coming on up. And it's going to go against the Aces. Penalty's going to go against Guin. So second power play situation for Tottenham's tonight. Aces, remember, scored one of their goals in the first period, shorthanded. They lead 6-2, 5:23 on the clock. They'll move Yetman to the face-off dot. He'll face off against Mendoza once again for tonight. Sitting up on the point is James Guest at the top. Steam come up with it. Gets it to Guest. Back to Majak. Majak, shot deflected away by the Aces. Steam still have an opportunity, poked on away from Costello. They'll set it up behind the net once again. Gets it to Guest. Going from point to point, from the left, face-off dot. It's covered up by Llegar. We'll have an hour face-off. 1:37 on the power play. And a bit of a shoving match for a split second as the officials are immediately breaking on up. 5 minutes on the dot to go in the period after that. Bryce Yetman still looking to continue his success in the face-off dot. That time Mendoza comes up with it. Majak trying to find a man on the point. Pass intercepted by the Aces as we brought down the boards. All the way back to the Steam zone. And we have an error whistle. And we might have an error possible penalty, pardon me, here. Trying to figure out the official ruling here after that one as both teams will go for the line change. As you can see, going to the box will be Ulrich Majak. It is the penalty, 4-on-4 hockey coming on up with 4:45 to go. 4-on-4 hockey will be happening for the next about a minute and 22 seconds. Aces won the face-off. Pass picked away. Steam will bring it up the right side to the neutral zone. Flex it up to the corner as they'll allow themselves to reset. Gobbets tries to pass it to Guest. Gobbets' pass is broken up as Campbell has it. Campbell, the defenseman, able to watch as that one's passed towards the neutral zone, past the neutral zone. No clearing attempt on that one, no icing rather, as the Steam have it. Bounces off the stick of Gobbets, unable to get an attack to go that time. We go back the other direction. Going end-to-end hockey right now. Passed on to Guest. Going side to side. Costello. Into the Aces zone as we have a whistle. And we are going to have a face-off. Looks like a delayed offside rather. There were a few different players from the Tottenham Steam across the line before that one. 23 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. Then after that, it'll be a power play situation coming on up. That power play will be for the Aces. That'll be for under a minute with 3:46 to go in the second. 6-2 once again your score. Bryce Yetman facing off with Trey Brueggemann. Winning the face-off is the Steam as they flip it on up to the corner. Tracked down by Majak. Pressed against the boards now by Koval. Picked on away, still against this boards, Gilbo. Comes up with it behind his own goaltender's net. We're back to 5-on-4 as the Aces have the power play. Yetman on the attack with the shot. Misses to the left side of the net. And we have an hour whistle called. And it looks like we're going to have another face-off. They're going to set on up after that quick shot. 31 seconds to go on the power play now for the Windsor Aces. They're quickly clearing things on up as Yetman will again set up for another face-off. Very strong start to tonight. Setting away Trey Brueggemann towards the bench. Quick shot. Bouncing around, covered on up by an amazing stop by the goaltender. And quick reflexes to get the save there. Stops the clock after 4 seconds. Aces win the face-off once again. Koval. On the boards is Sagres. Softly tap back. Gets it back to Sagres. Sagres patiently gets it to the point. Campbell tries to get the shot. Quick pass towards the middle of the slot. Tries to go across the ice. Picked off. 5 seconds to go on the power play. Up the ice goes Trevor Costello. Costello unable to get a shot off as it's poked away. Still now against the boards, battling with Koval. Passed on back to Hall. Still one-on-one on that end of the ice. Slipping down is Damian Mia. Deflected away from the point is Sagres. Towards the right side. Calling for it is Yetman. Still alongside the boards as they'll pass by the benches. 2 minutes to go. Approaching that mark in the second. Back to the Aces zone it goes. Pressing against the boards, battling for it is Olson. Aces come up with it towards the slot. Bouncing away from Gagnon. Up the ice goes Yetman. He's got a breakaway. Yetman with the shot just over the top of the net. Deflected off the shoulder pads as that's going to roll all the way back towards the neutral zone. Flipped up by the Aces to the Steam zone. Still inside the neutral zone. Guin poked away. Coming up with it is Majak. Majak with the shot. Covered on up quickly. 1:34 to go in the second period after that quick save from Llegar. So both teams will take advantage for the line change once again here in the GMHL. Wait for the face-off is Natolachenko. Won by the Steam this time as it bounces back to Olson. Matolachenko passes towards the right side, neutral zone. Now bounces back in towards the slot. Steam have the puck. Guest up the ice, 2-on-2 as they pass it to the corner. That'll allow the team to reset. Approaching 1 minute to go in the second period as that bounces around in the slot. Aces have it. 1-on-2 as Bloke poked off the puck by Guest. They're still picking each other up. Another 1-on-2 coming up the ice. Salon up the left side, behind the net he goes. Pressed against the boards by Campbell. Pressed against the boards, meanwhile, again, 2 different players from the Steam trying to poke it away. 35 seconds to go on the clock as you see in the upper hand corner of your screen. Patrichniak tried to pass it and flip it across. Rolls on across behind the net rather. 21 seconds to go as the Aces will go for one last attack. Sagres flips it back. They go for a line change. 11 seconds to go on the clock as Burville to the neutral zone, able to get it alongside. Cholak tries to track it down, flip back to the neutral zone by the Aces, and that will end off your second period. The Windsor Aces continue their strong offensive start. They're up 6-2 after 2 periods of play. Just 20 minutes of play to go here at 80 Knox Herman Arena. You're watching WayTV. Stay tuned. We'll be back after this short break. Welcome back, everyone, to 80 Knox Herman Arena here in Windsor, Ontario, for tonight's action of Greater Metro Hockey League action between the Windsor Aces and the Tottenham Steam. I'm Justin Prince. The Aces lead 6-2 after 2 periods of play. 20 minutes to go for tonight's home and season opener for the Windsor Aces. Windsor Aces looking to continue the strong offensive start as the Steam win the opening faceoff for the 3rd period. Quick shot deflected up to Llegar. Passed on back to Sawa. Off to Majak. And this bounces up into the netting. We'll have a face-off with 9:46 to go in the period. In terms of the goals scored so far tonight, Gilbo has 3 goals for the former Leamington Flyer. That is a hat trick. Apologize for previously the possible hat trick with Bryce Yetman. He's got 2 to his credit. Alex Sagres has 1 goal to his credit. James Guest and Dominic Sowell also have goals to the credit for the Steam, as the Steam flip it alongside the boards. Back to the Aces zone. Tracked down by Koval. Picked on up along the boards by Bergman. And this will be cleared and bounced off into the corner. This will be icing, it looks. So we'll go all the way back to the Aces zone. So far, 6-2 again your score. And a very strong start for the Aces in the first 2 periods. Question is, how will they perform in this final period of action? Setting up for the face-off is Mendoza for the Steam. Face-off won by Sagres. Steam come up with it. Mia. Spins around the corner. Picked on up and brought up the ice now on the left wing. Gilbo poked away from him. Steam have it as they move it back to the neutral zone. Mendoza up the right side. Goes behind the net. Battling alongside the boards. 4 different players in the left side corner. As now it's picked up along by Yetman. Yetman. To the neutral zone he goes. Loops it back in a circle. Still has it in the neutral zone. Into the Steam zone. Passes it on back. Poked away from Gilbo. Trying to pass it back towards the point. Keeps it in the zone. Quick shot bounces off the pads. Guin with that shot. This will be passed back towards the boards and back to the neutral zone it goes. Guin tracks it down. Sagres flips it towards the corner. Trying to pass it towards the slot. That one poked away and bounces back to the neutral zone. Tracked down by Mitchell Olson. Up to Alex Sagres. Sagres 3-on-2 as that one's broken away, trying to pass towards the bottom slot. Just past 2 minutes into this 3rd period. James Guest with the shot deflected up into the mesh. 17:44 to go in the 3rd period. 6-2 is your score. We're in Windsor Aces territory now, in the Aces zone rather. As now setting up for the face-off will be Bradley Davies for the Steam. And the face-off dot will be Sagres for the Aces. Pardon me, Natalenko. Natalenko wins the face-off for the Aces as Campbell flips it alongside, gets it along to Bloke. Bloke across to Campbell. To the neutral zone. Bounces on alongside to Bloke. Bloke charges up the right wing. Goes behind the net. Still trying to pass it around. This is going to bounce back to the neutral zone. Tracked down by Koval. All the way back to their own corner. As 2 players go for a sliding stop. Zachary Llegar will go for the face-off. Approaching 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes into this third period now after the quick face-off drawn by Llegar. Both teams going for line changes here. And for the Windsor Aces, once again looking to try and start off pretty well. Next game will be at home for them against North York on September 22nd. Then we'll play at home again against Tilsonburg, as it's still in the Aces zone. Koval passes towards the neutral zone, picked up by the Steam. Steam try and pass it along the boards to neutral zone, bounces back to Salon. Salon half spin, brings it up into the Aces zone, up the middle, in the slot, behind the back, shot deflected away on the soft wrist shot. Salon tried to keep it alongside the boards. That's going to be poked now away by Cholak. Cholak now battling with 4 different players in that area. Nachalenko trying to help out his teammate, as now they're going to call for a face-off, as there's too much traffic trying to poke it away with 16:22 to go on the clock. Steam trying to apply the pressure. They go for the line change once again, but the Aces also changing up lines. Once again, 4-goal lead for the Windsor Aces. 6-2 is your score. In the face-off circle was Luis Mendoza for the Steam. He'll win it for the Steam. Passed along the corner. Gobbets found a couple teammates, but it passed out of traffic and picked up by Olson. Passes it alongside. Moved up. Guin was able to find Nachalenko, but was poked away from him. Costello off the boards, possible icing, and it will be icing with just under 16 minutes to go. In terms of the standings so far coming into tonight, a few teams getting some games together. 2-game winning streak so far for Niagara on the Lake. 2-1 start for the South Division. They're at the top of those standings after 3 games played. Some teams also played 2 games. Others have played 1. As now the Steam along the boards. Able to move it up to the neutral zone this time. Flipped up once again by Gobbets. Along the corner. Going from side to side. That one's going to be picked up by the Aces. Bloke watches as the Steam complete a line change. Goes back to Bloke. Bloke, right side. 2 different Steam players able to break that one up with a poke check. Trying to keep it inside the zone is Guin. Unable to do so there. This is going to go back to the neutral zone. Olson. Sagres. Passed alongside to Bloke. Bloke clears it alongside as the Aces go for the line change, complete the line change as Koval's got it. Poked away from Koval, moving it towards the slot. That one able to get a shot off. Sagres will now spin around and try and move it outside of his own zone. Rolled all the way back to the neutral zone. Aces complete the line change. Coming out on that one is Bloke. Passed on up alongside of Gilbo. Gilbo intercepted, trying to go side by side. Guest poked away from Guest. We go end-to-end hockey. 14:25 to go in the period, as that will be icing, and we'll have a face-off just past 9 p.m. Eastern Time here from Windsor, Ontario at 80 Knox Harmon Arena for tonight's coverage of Windsor Aces hockey and the Greater Metro Hockey League. You're watching we-tv.ca as the Steam still trail by 4 to the hometown Windsor Aces. Face-off is a draw. They're still battling for it inside the face-off circle. Coming on up with it is Portelli. Having it now is Gilbo. Gilbo flipped on up to the corner, as that will go back to the goaltender. Tracked down once again. Aces pressed against the boards. Coming up with it is Yetman. Campbell trying to go point to point. Just kept inside the zone that time by Koval. Steam now have the puck. They'll bring up a 2-2-1 attack. They flip it towards the corner as they go for a line change. 3 different Steam players go for a line change in the neutral zone as the Aces will bring it on up. Will they counter with one? Koval deeks through 2 different Steam players. Along the boards again as this is going to be picked up again by the Steam. Calling for the pass meanwhile is Cholak. Doesn't get to him as it's intercepted in the neutral zone. Bounces back though to Costello. Up the side goes Sala. And Sala's shot is stopped. We'll have an error face-off after the blocker save. No, in fact, pardon me there. Looks like that Sala thought he had the goal. It is now in toward, bounced around the crease. They're going to go for the face-off. Sala thought he had the goal on that one. 13:06 to go in the third period. Burville wins it for the Steam, but it falls all the way back to the neutral zone. Aces provide pressure. Gagnon clears it back. Steam reset. They complete a line change. Brueggemann tries to go over the boards, almost got stuck alongside his side of the bench. Aces still trying to trap the Steam. Davies pushed off the puck. Flipped on alongside the boards by Bloke. Flipped up by Bloke as it's moved up to the neutral zone. Up and down the ice we go. 12:25 on the clock. Sala flips it off the boards. Behind the net he goes. Trying to set up a play towards the middle of the slot. Guest sets up in the slot. Moving towards the slot now is Cholak as it's still alongside the corner boards. Passed on forward. This one coming up in the stick of Costello. Costello tried to get the pass off but was deflected away. Here comes Gagnon. Gagnon off the boards. Goaltender will clear it on back. This will be passed up to Gobbets. Gobbets' pass intercepted as the Aces have it once again. Koval. Koval tried to get it over to Olson. Poked away from him. Kept inside the Aces zone. Good play by Mendoza. Up towards the slot. Poked off the puck. Brueggemann trying to get a shot together on that one. Unable to do so that time as Costello watches as a huge hit towards the blue line. We're going to have an error face-off. And a bit of a shoving match in the Aces zone. That's going to be a penalty regardless on the huge hit there. We've seen Alex Sagres will go to the penalty box. Third power play coming up for Tottenham for the Steam. 11:26 to go in this one. And things being clear. Once again, tonight's officiating crew is Ken Wilson, along with Dave Fedek and Tim Brooks. As Sagres tries to plead his case, we'll close up the boards. They'll set up a face-off inside the Aces zone. It is going to be a 5-minute major for that hit. Face-off won by the Aces. Campbell cleared off the boards, and now reset things. This will be a 5-on-4 until about 6 minutes to go in the period. Brought on up is Majak. Majak deeks. Poked off the puck once again. Guin. Steam trying to pass it up towards the slot. Poked around. Glove goes flying. And a player is down. Brueggemann is down on the ice. This is cleared down towards the Steam zone. 40 seconds into the power play for the Steam. Brueggemann makes his way over to the bench. Gobbets tries to pass it up forward. Poked around. Gobbets with a rebound. That shot no good. Gobbets still now tries to flip it back. Majak flipped on up, and we got a whistle, and now we got a shoving match. Officials trying to break this one up as 3-4 different players in that vicinity. And they are still pushing and shoving. Unfortunate here in this 4-goal game for the Windsor Aces. Losing his helmet on that one is Guin. They're going to send to the penalty box after that one, Luis Mendoza. They'll move it to 4-on-4 for at least the next few minutes. 3:57 to go was on the power play with 10:23 to go in this third period for the Steam. See how else they shape things on out after this. As they continue to try and make the official calls clear as day from both sides. Both team coaches will discuss things along their sides after what is now going to be, looks to be a chop. Either way, it's going to be 4-on-4 action with 10:23 to go. As you can see, once again, sending in the box now is Luis Mendoza on the penalty. Coaching staff for the Aces making adjustments on their side. 2-minute minor going to Mendoza on the for the cross stick. For the cross check, rather. This one won by the Aces, but the Steam chase after it. Picked up in the Aces zone. Huge opportunity for Salon. Poked away by Upringer. Llegar. Watching as that one brings a few cheers. And a huge stop on that one brings a face-off. Some well-deserved congrats as Yetman will set up for the face-off. Burville will go for the Steam. Won by the Aces. Yetman. 2-on-2 as there's a whistle. It's going to be offsides. Still about halfway to go in this third period. Windsor Aces, if you're just tuning in, currently have a 5-minute major in the box right now is Sagres. Right now in the box for the Steam for this 4-on-4 is Mendoza. Nacholenko drawed it off, unable to win it for the Aces this time. Steam up the right side. Llegar with the stop. We'll have a face-off in the Aces zone. And a very quick play once again as we're just past the halfway point of the period. Llegar will make some adjustments with the glove once again. For the schedule, the next game for the Windsor Aces is against North York. That puck drop is 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on September 22nd here at 80 Knox Herman Arena. They'll then play once again the day after against Tilsonburg. Once again, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time will be that puck drop as the Aces pass it across. Bloke checked off the puck. Second chance blocked. Nacholenko trying to get the shot, unable to get it. Anything to go from that towards the slot. Poked away. Here come the Steam, still in the 4-on-4. Minute 10 to go on the 4-on-4. And that moved up by A.J. Bailey as it's going to be caught by Llegar for the face-off. And so we'll have an air face-off once again in the Aces zone. For the Aces, the goals tonight, 3 from Gilbo. Yetman with 2, Alon with 1 for Sagres. Sagres in the box. The goal is coming from the Steam tonight from Sala and Guest. As the Steam watch as they won the face-off, but picked up by Olson. Olson will clear it, and we'll have an air face-off for the Icing. That burns about 4 or 5 seconds at the most off the clock and allows the play to breathe and reset. Yetman will still be in the face-off dot for the Aces. Chalak will set up for the Steam. Face-off won by the Aces. Heck of a night from the face-off dot for Yetman. Poked away in the neutral zone alongside the boards again, Chalak. Able to find his teammate in Costello. Costello up the ice, deflected and scores! Trevor Costello deflected up Llegar, going through the pads and off the side post to go into the net, makes it now 6-3. It's still a 3-goal game with 9 minutes and 8 seconds to go. And for Costello, that will be his first goal of the season. One of the returning players for this team for this season. Trevor Costello, the defenseman, 5'11", 19 years old, 185 pounds. Last year with the Steam, had 16 assists, 4 goals, 20 points. As now this is in the Steam zone. Up to the neutral zone, passed off the boards, able to get it now to Chalak. And an air whistle called, it's gonna be an error offsides. Up by about 5 strikes was Mia. 8:47 to go, still in a what appears to be still 4-on-4 action. Aces win the face-off, but it goes directly to Guest. This one flipped up and up towards the glove this time. Cut by Llegar for an quick face-off. So we've had a lot of face-offs in the past minute and a half. In terms of the past minute and a half, somewhere around the 8 to 10 mark for face-offs. Aces win this one. Bloke along the boards, battling with Gobbets. Campbell waits for the team to set. 3 seconds on the 4-on-4. There will be a minute 57 on the power play to go. Up the ice now goes Salon. Salon sets up down in the slot. This one flipped up, deflected. Salon tries to get the rebound, still getting kicked around. Llegar covers it up. All players breaking things up as it looks like we'll have an hour face-off once again after a lot of pressure in the crease. A minute 44 to go on the power play, 8:10 to go in the third period. Still a lot can happen in this one. Mendoza wins the face-off. Flipped on towards Salon, able to pick it up. Campbell. Passed on back. This one now moved on forward by Olson, as it'll come up on the stick of Majak. Bounces off a couple sticks, now to Mendoza once again. Towards the right side boards. Passes it from side to side as it's picked on up by Bloke. 3 different players in that vicinity as it's moved from corner to corner towards the point, in towards the slot, joking around as Majak unable to get the shot to go towards the net. Bounced off the glass that time. Olson will kick it around. Rolls all the way back to the neutral zone. Under a minute to go on the power play. 7:19 to go in the third period. This one to Guest scores! James Guest with his second goal of the game makes it now 6-4. 2 unanswered goals for Tottenham. And the momentum shifting around now for this game. 6-4, as you can see, with 7:13 to go. Sagres will still sit in the penalty box because that 5-minute major, it'll stay 5-on-4 for the next 47 seconds, as both teams have called timeout. Now the question is, what is going to be discussed in this one? When it comes to this team, when it comes to the Steam, rather, they're getting set after having their first game tonight on the schedule. Then they will head over and play tomorrow afternoon against Kingsville. That is against the Kingsville Kings. Puck drop is at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Then they play the first home game September 22nd against Oshawa. For the Aces, as mentioned, they are coming in towards a week break before they play 2 straight home games on the Saturday, Sunday for their start of the season. For the Aces, they don't hit the road until October the 5th to take on St. George. With that, it's time to set up for the face-off. Going to be setting up is Yetman in for the Aces. In the dot once again will be Mendoza for the Steam. Steam win the face-off. Still along to the neutral zone. Brought up by Majak. Majak poked away. Pass back to the neutral zone. Chance opportunity for Gilbo. Gilbo with a quick shot. Stopped by the blockers. 26 seconds to go on the power play in a 2-goal game. Steam. Try to flip it back. Will not be offsides as that stayed on the blue line. Guest looking for the hat trick. Flips it up towards the slot. Picked off away. Knocked off the puck though as Koval as the Steam pass it along the boards. Towards the slot. Poked away this time. Gets it back to the point. Majak with the shot. Deflected around the slot. Still dancing around. And the Steam have scored. 6-5. 3 unanswered goals. Begin the celebrations, deflected in, bouncing around for the rebound for Scott Burville, his first goal for 2018-19. And as you'll see with 6:19 to go, that will make it 6-5, 3 unanswered goals for the third period. A ways to go in an intense action-packed game here at 80 Knox Herman Arena. Aces win the face-off. Pass intercepted, trying to get to Bloke. Quick shot, misses the nut to the left side from Costello. Nacho to Winco, brings it up, bounces out the goaltender, trying to go for the diving stop. It's covered up. We'll have a face-off with 6:02 on the clock. A very intense game continues on here. What was once a 6-2 lead is now 6-5 after the goal scored on the rebound by Scott Burville. Steam win the faceoff. Moved alongside the boards as this is going to be brought up by Chalak. Chalak. Behind the net, it bounces after the clear. Olson knocked off the puck. This bounces around towards the slot as it's covered up by Llegar. We'll have an hour face-off as that ticks off an hour 16 seconds. Aces starting to feel a lot of the pressure for their first game of 2018-19. Last year they started off 2017-18 for the inaugural season with a victory on the road against North York. That was a 3-2 victory. That was on September the 16th. Campbell passed up to the neutral zone. Tried to pass it, but picked off again, this time by Burville. Steam will reset as they go past the blue line. Up the ice, down the left side, right side rather. Flipped up to the corner. Tracked on down this time by Mendoza. Mendoza presses the Aces against the boards. Battles for the puck. Now towards the stick, looks like a Sagres, passing it on back. Here comes the charge. Gilbo runs up towards the slot, passes it back. Dancing around is Yetman off his stick, rolls around to the back of the net. He still has it in his stick. The alternate captain towards the slot. Flipped up, this shot blocked. Picked up by the Steam, they will clear it and go for the line change. Goes all the way back to the goaltender and up Llegar. Aces will try and capitalize. Gilbo had himself picked up, poked away. Up the left side, off the blocker that time it goes from the shot from Majak. This will be kicked alongside the boards. Possible icing coming up, and it will with 4:20 to go on the clock. 6-5 again your score as we'll have an air face-off in Windsor Aces zone. For the Aces, they're feeling a lot of pressure now in these final few minutes. They'll set up for the face-off this time. Moving in for the circle for the Steam is Burville. Face-off won by Sagres and the Aces. Quickly pressed against the left corner boards. Kicked up towards Gilbo. Picked off this time though by the Steam. Bounces off the sticks though in the slot as Sagres will bring it up. 3-on-2 opportunity. Moving now to 3-on-3. Gilbo across the pass. That one unable to get to the stick of Yetman. Yetman flips it up towards the shot. That one over the net. And we have a delayed penalty on the play as the goaltender for the Steam presses down a member of the Aces inside the crease. That was Bloke pressed down inside the crease. So at 3:50 to go, that could be a big time mistake. We'll see who they decide to elect to go to the penalty box if that appears to be the direction it's going towards. They do have the penalty box open now for the Steam, as they will face off in Steam zone, moving towards the right face-off dot. Still no one has moved towards the box quite yet. They're still shuffling around the lines at this moment. They will not, looks like they will not put a player in the box. Now we'll shuffle someone from the bench rather. Now they shuffle over someone else now. This is going to be Nicholas Hall, who will serve the 2-minute penalty from the goaltender. As we're back underway, 3:48 to go. This one quickly shot. And a huge stop that time. Burned 6 seconds off the clock. For this power play, it will tick down to about, in terms of the time, 3:44 to go, 1:54 on the power play to just under the 2-minute mark. Steam try and clear it. Able to do so down the neutral zone, all the way back to up Llegar. Aces now reset. Waiting up behind the net. Passed up to the neutral zone. Bouncing off the stick of Bloke. Bloke. Cross ice. Gets it to Yetman. Yetman to the middle of the side. Out of the neutral zone he goes. To the point. Bloke. Cross ice pass towards Campbell. Picked off by the Steam. Kept inside the zone though by Olson. Passes it out. Towards the Yetman. Deflection goes up over the net and into the machine. We'll have another face-off with 1:10 to go in the power play. 3 minutes to go in the third period. As you can tell, 1:50 will be left if there is not a goal in the power play before we go back to 5-on-5 action. Yetman wins the face-off for the Aces. Campbell gets it back. Top of the slot. Waiting for deflections down low as the pass goes away. This one still trying to be found around inside the Steam zone. This one's going to be moved back to the point, kept inside the zone. Quick shot, deflected around, still trying to bounce around. That one's not going to go anywhere. Behind the net for the Aces. This one now finally be cleared with about 32 seconds to go on the power play. Once again, you're watching WeTV, just approaching 2 minutes to go in the third period. This one inside the Steam zone, kept on in. This is inside the neutral zone. Still pressing against the boards is two players. Steam, though, have the puck. Approaching the end of the power play. Quickly clears it back behind the net. 1:50 to go in the third period. We're back to 5-on-5. Aces go for the line change once again. Bounces around in the neutral zone. Picked up by Yetman. Yetman puts up the shot. Bounces off the blocker. This one moved across towards the back of the crease. Behind the nets. Passed again. Back to the Aces. Kicked on forward by Guest. Still inside the Steam zone as it's bouncing it back to the Aces zone. Pass to Koval. Along to the neutral zone again towards the corner as the Steam track it down in their own zone. Aces go for an error, quick line change. That line lasting about 30 seconds. Portelli kicked it towards the corner. Delay. Goaltender's been pulled from the net for the Steam as we have a whistle. And we're going to have a face-off. We'd like to remind you for future broadcasts and for broadcasts of the Windsor Aces, please go to www.we-tv.ca to follow the Windsor Aces. Windsor Aces, next time they go back into action once again is this next weekend, September 22nd and September 23rd. That's against North York and Tillsonburg. Those puck drops will be at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on we-tv.ca. Aces won the face-off. They go on the attack. Trying to go for the empty netters. They score! Yaroslav Bloke gets the empty netter. That is going to add to the totals for the Aces. 7 goals tonight. His first on the game. as it will be 7-5 with 51.7 seconds to go. Of course, the Windsor Aces going to start off with 5 straight home games for 2018-19. Steam down by 2, under a minute to go. This cleared on back. They'll reset. Moving it up, 3-on-2. All 5 on their side. Kicked across the ice. That one bounces against the boards again, kept inside the zone. Bertechniak watches, that one's picked off. Here come the Aces. Empty netter once again. Going for the nifty play, scores. And Jaroslav Bloke gets 2 straight empty net goals to add to his totals. It's 8-5 with 17.2 seconds to go. For the Windsor Aces, for the 2nd straight season, they'll start off the year 1-0. If this score sticks, a lot can still happen in 17 seconds. We've seen crazier things happen in hockey. Faceoff, bouncing around, still in the dot. Steam come up with it with 11 seconds to go. And that should just about do it. Steam gonna keep this in their own zone as the Windsor Aces win their season and home opener for 2018-19, 8-5 the final. Once again, for the 2nd straight year, they start off 1-0. Of course, we like to remind you for future broadcasts and for broadcasts of the Windsor Aces, please go to www.we-tv.ca to follow the Windsor Aces in the GMHL. With that, it's time to say goodbye. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Once again, final score, 8-5.